All right, well, quickly we've kind of moved into recruiting and in the second phase of just getting out of the season, and we've been very fortunate to be able to announce today David Blackwell as our defensive coordinator here at ECU. Probably the most significant thing about it is that he has the ability to come back home and be back around people that he loves. That was one of the biggest factors in not only hiring him, but just the enjoyment of the process of trying to recruit him to get him here, and that's what it was. It was recruiting, and but he was always the type of person throughout the process to tell me how much he loved being here. Well, his time at Jacksonville State kind of really set the stage for who he is as a coach, and it's kind of always, everywhere he's been in the top 10 or top 5 as defense, but really done a great job at Jacksonville State of getting them and looking at them. I started tracking him last year just because I saw some of the statistics that they were putting up and watched him as a coach and really appreciate the way they ran to the ball. I think the physical, tough and fast style of football that they played, not only against spread teams, but against teams that could get downhill on them, made him very attractive when the position was open. And then moving forward, we had the ability to get in contact with each other, and it was mutual at the time. We couldn't stop talking about the position, and it was a great day for the Pirates and also a great day for Coach Blackwell for him to be able to join us. So we're really, really happy to be able to welcome him back home and look forward to a new direction for our defensive football team. And we've talked about just about everything in the world you can talk about in this football program. And I was just very, very happy how eager he was to be a part of our football program.
Yep. Well, definitely, and I'd like to first thank Coach Montgomery and our athletic director, Mr. Confer, for the opportunity to be here. It's a very special place for me. This is where I went to school and where I played football. Unfortunately, my career got cut short as a player. I got to play one season, and then my second season had a career-ending injury during fall camp, but was fortunate enough to stay a part of the program as a student assistant and work my way up through the ranks, and left with Coach Berry after the Peach Bowl in 1995, or excuse me, Liberty Bowl in 1995. And I remember walking off the field after beating Stanford and getting on the plane flying back here and saying, this is it. And I remember talking to Matt Maloney, seeing Matt sitting back there, big guy, and saying, I will be back. I will be back at this university at some point. And it's taken a long time to get back, and I'm excited to be here. This is home for me, and it's somewhere I'm very proud of, and have always followed the university and the program, and I can't tell you how thrilled my wife and my son and I are to be a part of this program.
We'll open up to questions. David, welcome back home. For all of us who've been here for a long time. Enjoy seeing you. What kind of defensive philosophy do you bring to the table?
Well, I think we're, philosophically, we're an aggressive defense. We're going to be multiple. We're going to give you multiple fronts, multiple coverages. But everything starts, and it's one of the things that Coach and I talked for a long time about, is you can't be married to a scheme as a coordinator and as a coach. We had to be different at Jacksonville State than what we were at Fordham. Our athletes at Fordham were different than the ones we had at Jacksonville State, and so you can't put a square peg in a round hole. You have to fit your scheme to fit your players and then the people you play against. And so, but mentality-wise, we're going to be an aggressive defense. We're going to attack the line of scrimmage. We're going to stop the run, and we're going to make people one-dimensional and be sound with what we do and try to limit explosive plays. This past season, going into at the end of the regular season, we had given up 2 runs over 20 yards all year during the season, and which was a big-time number. I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment by our defense. But the thing that we've got to be able to do is limit explosive plays, keep the pressure on the offense, and dictate what they do and not let them dictate what we do. And the style of football people play today with tempo offenses and going fast, offenses try to dictate you. And so we try to be aggressive with how we play our defensive front and some of the things that we do schematically to dictate the offense and make the ball go where we want the ball to go.
Scottie, your personnel, your recruiting class fits 4-5 defense. When you were looking for candidates, were you looking for somebody who could coach that specific defense?
Yes and no. What I wanted to do is to give somebody the opportunity to come in and give us a fresh start defensively. And really looked on both sides of the map, whether it was 3 down or 4 down. And then when you get a chance to have and hire someone that has a background in multiple fronts, it made it a little clearer as the time went on. But I really liked some of the things he did with his ends. In space, and to cut out some of those explosive plays that I've watched so many people have, not only in his league, our league, the ACC, the SEC, some of those explosive plays that are happening on the perimeter. Really like some of the things he did on the perimeter, but also on the interior. So we looked on both sides, whether it was 3 down, 4 down. We're just fortunate found the best coach in college football for us as a defensive coordinator that could do multiple deals and aggressive and able to stop the run and able to stop the explosive, all the things that you guys have been writing about the last 2 years.
Scottie, how important was it to get a guy with that had coordinator experience, you knew had a plan coming in and kind of fit that mold? Very
important. That was where, I wanted to start. Of course, I knew about him and knew that it was probably going to be very difficult to get the job done of getting him here, because I also knew on the backside of everything that he had going on. But him being a Pirate in Greenville and our fan base helped us ink the deal. But that was a very, very important deal. I wanted someone that was established, a system was established. I also let him know that I didn't want to come in and try to marry our terms to his terms. I want new terms. I want fresh thinking, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to bring to us.
Were you planning on Robert Prunty being a part of the mix? What were your thoughts when he took the Hampton position yesterday?
Very happy that he had the opportunity to be Hampton head football coach. That's a big-time job. They're moving into the Big South. A lot of people don't know that. It's a really, really good opportunity for Robert. Spent time there as a student, and now for him to be able to go back and accept the job, that's absolutely awesome. So we're really, really excited about him going there. And for us, it's kind of a win-win. It's one of those situations where David will get the opportunity and I will get the opportunity to make the decision on the defensive line coach and move forward and make sure that we have everything to fit exactly the way that we want it. But Robert did a great job with our kids here. Great job in recruiting. We're going to miss him, but we're also going in a new direction defensively.
Do you anticipate any other type of changes or anything from the last year's staff, or do you think this is kind of where you're at and kind of set?
Well, in the era of college football, there's a whole lot of things that change from day to day. So I really don't know what tomorrow brings. We have a 10th coaching position that's coming available in a lot of places around the country. So there will be mix-ups on a lot of staffs. I don't really know the answer to that because I can't predict the future. But we're in a great position to be able to add if we need to add, and to stay the same if we need to stay the same.
But will Ryan and Brandon be coming back? Are they a part of the plan?
As of right now, we haven't made any decisions besides we think that they're a part of the plan moving forward. Some of the biggest issues that you have in college football is not knowing everything that the coaches have going on. I can't really predict. I didn't know 2 weeks ago that Robert Prunty was going to be the head football coach at Hampton. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, and then we'll move and act as quickly as we can after that.
Were you looking to make a change, Coach, at defense coordinator, if he did not get that job at Hampton?
Say again?
If Robert Prunty did not get that job at Hampton?
Yes, absolutely. We had made the decision to make a change at defensive coordinator before that time. Yes.
David, have you looked at tape from last year's defense for East Carolina, and do you know how big a task this is?
I had my eyes are open coming in, no doubt. I had done research before as far as sitting down and actually watching film. I've watched games off of TV copies and things like that. I also talked to coaches in the league. I've got friends on a lot of staffs in this league. I coached in this league at one time at the University of South Florida back when it was the Big East Conference. And so I know, talking to other people, what their thoughts and processes were about, what they thought of this program and what they thought of the players that were in the program at this time. And then I talked with researched Coach Montgomery, and we both have a lot of mutual friends and people that have known each other, that we both trust immensely, that know each other very well, and everything that kept coming back to me was this is a stand-up guy. He's a first-class coach. He's a class person, and someone you want to be around. And I wanted to be a part of this program. I had other opportunities. I had an SEC program contact me yesterday. And I'm not going to talk a lot about that stuff. I had 4 or 5 options of other places. And the thing is, I researched this and looked at it. I look at it as a great opportunity. The past is the past. And I know the numbers, I know the stats. I also knew the numbers and the stats when I went to Fordham University with Joe Moorhead. The team was coming off a 1-10 season. The defense was the worst in the nation. And we went 6-5 the first year with the same kids. And the defense improved 65 slots in some categories, 21, 28, 35. We improved it. I think the worst was 21 slots nationally. And the second year we went 12-2, and we were one of the best defenses in the country. So, and I'm not saying that that's, obviously the goal is to be the best, to be one of the top defenses in the country and to get there. And we will get there. How fast? I can't answer that. But we will improve, and we will coach our butts off, and we're going to run to the football, and we're going to play fast, and we're going to play physical, and we're going to have passion about what we do, and energy about what we do, and we're going to put a chip on our shoulder, and we're going to go to work, and you can't turn it in one day. But I chose to be here. I didn't, that's the biggest thing, and so I know there's a challenge ahead of us, but with challenges comes great rewards. And I think it's a great opportunity for me, and I think it's a great opportunity for my family, and I'm excited to be here.
When you played, there was so much talk about having that chip on your shoulder and battling and being at East Carolina. Do you bring that to this deal here? I
bring that every day of my life.
Yeah. That's
how I've lived my life. From the time I was recruited here, and I had other options recruiting-wise, but I've lived, I've coached my whole career that way. That you're whether you want to say you're an underdog or this or that. To me, it's not that. It's just the mindset of, you can find a lot of different ways to motivate yourself and challenge yourself. But this program, in my mind, when I was here, it was anytime, anywhere, any place. We'd play anybody and didn't care, and line them up, and we were going to get after them, and we were going to compete, and we're going to win. And, that was the mindset, and that's the mindset that Coach Montgomery wants. That's the mindset he has, and we're going to challenge ourselves, and we're going to challenge this program and hopefully move forward and keep building it.
Coach, listen, for either of you guys, less than 2 weeks before the early signing period, how important is it to get Coach Blackwell out and see the recruits and kind of get them cemented defensively, specifically with that period coming up?
I just told him pending a phone call here in a second, he's about to get in the car with me right after I leave. I'm dead serious. Like, as soon as we leave here, I got to make a trip to go into a home a couple of hours away. And you want to know how important it is? I just put it on him 5 seconds before we walked in the door that he's about to get in the car and ride 2 hours with me. So, or I should say drive 2 hours with me.
I think from my standpoint, I'd love to get in front of as many of them as I can just to meet them. I think it's important sometimes, and one of the things you have as a new coach coming in, and it's been no different whether when I went from Pittsburgh to Clemson or from Clemson to South Florida. When you walk in after signing day, you've never been in a young man's home. You're inheriting players that you didn't recruit. And so my first job is to recruit the players that are here, number one, and I want to get to know them. I want to know their background. I want to know their parents. I want to know about them as a person and what makes them tick. Because everyone's different, and everyone has different buttons you got to push. And I'm a high-octane guy. I'm one of these guys. I love coming to work. I love coaching football. I love being around it. I love being around the players, and I drive the players crazy because I go in the weight room, ask strength coaches, hey, how the boys doing? Are they doing what you want them to do? Or they, I'll pop up on random class checks, things like that. I like to be around my players, and I hope they like being around me. Judging from, the text messages and things like that, unfortunately, we finished exams, and so a lot of my players had scattered, and I didn't get an opportunity to tell them face-to-face that I was leaving, which was hard for me to do. And so to contact them yesterday morning and let them know that I was leaving was a hard thing to do. And just the outpouring of love and support from those guys about, Coach, we're so excited for you and your family, and they were so happy for me. Those are the things that make it worthwhile. And guys that I've coached in the past that have reached out to me just in the last 24 hours, and players that I played with, and people that I was around while I was here, it's been a really surreal 24 hours.
Any other questions? Thank you.